Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this important update on Lincoln's water conservation efforts. I'm Liz Elliott, Director of Lincoln Transportation and Utilities. With me today are Steve Owen, the Superintendent of Water Production and Treatment for the Lincoln Water System, and Dick Campbell, owner of Campbell's Nursery and a member of the Lincoln-Lancaster County Planning Commission. Nebraska is currently experiencing a severe drought, which has significantly reduced the water available in the aquifer that supplies our Lincoln water system. In a typical year, the aquifer would have been replenished by rainfall and river flow to 100% by now, but today we are only at 65%. Even with the rain last night, Lincoln's rainfall levels are only half of what they typically are, and our river flows are at their lowest since 1956. This scarcity of water poses a significant challenge to our community. Our immediate focus is on outdoor water conservation, as it can have a significant impact on our overall water usage. In Lincoln, our summer water use is almost triple that of winter. By reducing our outdoor water consumption, we can make a tremendous difference in conserving water. Today, we announce the first phase of the water management plan. Starting at 5 p.m. on Friday, June 2nd, we urge all residents to join us in conserving our water use. It is through our collective efforts that we can safeguard our water supply for essential needs, including cleaning, bathing, fire protection, health services, and waste removal, along with business and industrial uses. I'd now like to invite Lincoln Water System Superintendent of Water Production and Treatment, Steve Owen, to the podium to provide more details. Steve?
Thank you, Director Elliott. During the summer months, nearly 2/3 of water that we produce is used for watering grass and other outdoor water uses. The city's water management plan is focused on reducing these uses in order to maintain Lincoln's water supply through the summer. This is done by designating specific days that water can be used for various purposes, for various outdoor purposes. Beginning this Friday at 5 p.m., we ask that water customers begin reducing outdoor water use by following the assigned designated days as follows. For single-family households and duplexes with addresses ending in an even number, that's 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, we ask that you limit water use and lawn watering to Sundays, Wednesdays, or Fridays. For single-family households and duplexes with addresses ending in an odd number, 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9, we ask that you limit water use and lawn watering to Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Saturdays. For all other properties, we ask that you limit water use and lawn watering to Sundays, Tuesdays, or Fridays. This includes apartment buildings and all other commercial and industrial properties. We encourage no water use on Mondays as a measure to replenish Lincoln's water supply. Residential and commercial water customers are encouraged to review the water management plan available on the city's website. All watering is based on property type. Our community's effort to provide or to practice voluntary water conservation is key to ensuring an adequate supply of water throughout the summer. These designated watering days are intended to provide flexibility. We suggest that residents and businesses consider watering just 1 or 2 days per week, and we discourage property owners from watering all 3 designated days. While automatic sprinklers are convenient and can efficiently apply water to lawns when properly installed and maintained, we encourage the community to turn them on only when needed and only on your designated watering days. Don't set it and forget it, as this can result in overwatering. Now is the time to also remind residents and businesses that city water rates are structured to encourage conservation. The more water property owners use, the higher rate they pay. This means that some customers can find themselves paying over twice the rate for their additional outdoor water use when compared to what they would pay for their indoor water use. At the higher rate, one watering of an average size lawn is estimated to cost more than $15. If you water 3 times a week, that's $45 in water costs per week. The benefits of being water wise will pay off as we conserve this natural resource and save money on your water bill. We thank the community as we all work to contribute to this effort and reduce water use. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. The simple steps that Steve outlined can make a big difference in our water usage. I'd like to now introduce Dick Campbell, owner of Campbell's Nursery, to share his expertise on outdoor water use and how this will impact your lawns and gardens. Dick?
Thank you, Liz. At Campbell's Nurseries, our family has been helping the community with lawn and landscape needs for over 111 years. During those many decades, we've seen rainy summers and dry summers and given expert advice to deal with whatever Mother Nature brings our way. As we heard today, we are in a drought, and that requires us all to take action to ensure our community has water for all of our needs. Taking care with outside watering is an easy action that will not hurt your lawn or landscape plants and may even help them grow stronger and last longer in the future. The watering schedule for odd and even addresses will easily allow you to keep your plants and grass alive and healthy. In fact, watering deeply just once a week is actually much better for your lawn than shallow waterings every day. If you have a fescue lawn, this is more than sufficient to do water once a week. If you have bluegrass lawn, 2 to 3 waterings a week are more than sufficient. The only time you need to be watering daily is if you have a new seeding or sodding to your lawn, and then after establishment, you can back off to the 2 to 3 day watering cycle, and then after 2 or 3 weeks, back off even to once a week. A great first step is to check your sprinkler system. If you have an automatic system, set it to only water once or twice a week on the days indicated by your even and odd addresses. Water in the early morning hours for best results. Run your system and check for leaks and to make sure sprinklers are adjusted so water is not wasted on sidewalks and driveways. If you are a commercial or apartment, please make sure your contractor adjusts your sprinkler systems accordingly. As you mow from now through until fall, raise your mower blade to 3 to 3.5 inches, as taller grass will help the crown of the grass plant survive the drought and make the grass develop a deeper root system. Be weather wise and don't water if rain is forecasted for the week ahead or if it's windy outside. That can save both water and money. Lincoln has a well-earned reputation for working together to help our community. Everyone's job over the next few weeks and months is to reduce our water use outdoors. We can do that, and remember, it will not hurt your lawn. Grass is hardy and can be maintained with just a single watering per week. If you have questions or want more information about your lawn and plants, you can check with the city website, the county extension office, or we are always eager to help at any of our Campbell Nursery stores. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Dick. We appreciate you reassuring our community residents that they can manage their water use during drought conditions and their lawns and landscape plants will do just fine. And as you said, the key is everyone working together to remember their day for water. Just take a minute, make a plan. Do you have an address that ends in an odd number? Then make a note to only water on Saturday, Tuesdays, or Thursdays. An easy trick to remember is odd numbers can water on any day that has a T in it. Does your address end in an even number? Then Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday are your days. The voluntary program starts tomorrow at 5 p.m. So this weekend is an easy way to practice. Odd numbers on Saturday, even numbers on Sunday. Water is an important community resource that we all share. The historical drought that we are in just emphasizes the importance of working together to ensure our water for all our community needs. In order to offer great customer service through this effort, Lincoln Water System has opened up a call center and has team members standing by to answer voluntary water conservation questions that you may have. For assistance, you may call 402-441-1212 from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. For a full list of voluntary water steps and water conservation tips, go to lincoln.ne.gov and search water conservation. We'd now like to open it up to any questions that you may have.
Voluntary or mandatory?
These are strictly voluntary efforts that we are asking for.
When was the last time the city had to have such restrictions?
So we had some water restrictions, if you recall, in the 2019 flood, but for drought conditions, it was in 2012, so over a decade ago.
And at what point might they become mandatory?
We don't have any specific triggers or specific dates that we're looking at mandatory. Our team will continue to look at the Platte River conditions. We'll continue to look at our community's water use and the weather forecasts that are predicted for the future. So right now we are hoping that the voluntary efforts of our community will significantly reduce our water use so that we won't have to go to any mandatory restrictions.
Is there a point at which you're, where are you trying to get the water levels back to?
Ideally, based on the conditions that we have and the weather forecast that we have, we would love to be below 60 million gallons a day consistently. That would help us ensure that we have the sufficient water without having, hopefully, to go to mandatory.
Are there any kind of incentives to get people to want to participate?
Our hope is just the incentive to have enough sufficient water for all of our essential daily uses will be enough to drive our community and the efforts to conserve water.
A few months ago, you guys announced the city's second water source plan. How does that kind of play into this?
It just highlights the reasons why we're starting on our Water 2.0 efforts. This is something that we've been planning for and looking at for decades, and this just emphasizes the importance that we need to start on our Water 2.0 now.
Yeah, do you think this is going to be a bigger issue going forward as we get further and further into climate change and hotter weather?
The data that we're seeing now is that our climate is shifting and that we are experiencing more periods of drought and higher temperatures. So this is something that we are taking into account with all of our efforts.
I think you said that typically the aquifers are replenished to 100%. They're at 65% now. Is your goal here to keep it at 65%? Or are you hoping, are you trying to further replenish the aquifer?
Well, our hope is that we will actually see significant rainfall that will help replenish that. But if we don't see that significant rainfall, we're wanting to at least maintain where we're at.
Just kind of a general question. What ultimately could happen if we don't conserve water?
If our community doesn't band together and conserve energy, we will have to look at further steps, and that could include mandatory restrictions.
Is there any concern over the city's drinking water?
No, this does not impact the quality of our water. Our treatment processes are the same. It's just the quantity of water that we have.
How low would the aquifer have to get to be in danger, to really threaten Lincoln water supply?
I will turn that over to Steve as our water expert.
Yeah, as Director Elliott said, we're at 65% capacity with our volume of the well field. We would like to try to maintain that. Theoretically, we can go down to 0. And so when you look at 65% of volume remaining, that's pretty significant. It is a little low for this time of year, and that's why we're talking about this and seeking voluntary compliance with our watering days. But the goal is to maintain that 65%.
Do you think this will be a long-term concern, like year after year?
I hate to speculate on what the future will bring. If this type of climate continues with minimal rainfall, it will be an ongoing issue. Other questions? All right, well, thank you for joining us today. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to go to our customer service call center, 402-441-1212. Thank you.